Good morning. It is Friday morning about 7:06. Just left one of my favorite places in the world. This is actually going to be video number 4 of our buyer transaction series. This is a really important part of the transaction. We are actually today going to talk about defining your dream home. And so here I have an example of our buyer questionnaire. It's actually 2 sides. Just like before, my email will be in the description box below. Feel free to email me and I will send a copy of this over to you. But this is really a great guide to help you define what you want in a home, whether it's your first purchase or not, as well as kind of help you decide what you didn't know you didn't know. And so when I think about doing this questionnaire, I always remember this really sweet couple that came through one of the open homes I did. And I just loved them. And they were really torn. They weren't even mine. They were working actually with conveniently another agent from my company, but just happened to stop into one of my open homes, and they had stopped into another one down the street that day. And they really liked both homes. And I have this thing, like, first of all, we're all born with incredible intuition. I think sometimes we forget how to use it. We turn it off, we ignore it, whatever. The more you pay attention to it and the more in tune to it you are, the louder it speaks and the more clear it is what it's guiding you to do. And so, like, I was out with a client yesterday. I kid you not, we walked into the home that we ended up submitting an offer on. My hair and my arm stands up. I get this feeling in my gut. Like, I just know, like, I've had enough conversation with them. I know them. I know their needs. I know their lifestyle. I know what they want. I know what they like enough to know when I walk into a home what they're going to think. And usually it's not a big deal, like, or, you know, it's not like this miraculous, outstanding moment until it's the home. When it's the home, I know that I need to be having that conversation with them about not being afraid to make a decision. And so part of the reason I know that and I'm able to be intuitive like that is because of this questionnaire. It really helps me define it. So with this couple, I was basically having that conversation, like, you'll know because you'll get this feeling. You know, and then they're like, but we got it with both. Okay, well, that's possible. That's 100% possible. And both of them could be good fits. And so the first thing that we obviously go through, and this is the first thing I went through with that couple, is to go through the obvious things. So, like, the where do you want to live and why? You know, is it between 2 jobs? Is it close to parents? Is it, you know, whatever it is, the where you want to live and why you want to live there are so important. And just like everything else in the world, right? The why is way more important than the what. And so we're thinking about, you know, neighborhoods. Do you have another property to sell? You know, when's your lease up? What kind of dates are you looking at moving? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? Do you need a garage? Do you need a fenced-in backyard? Or is there a school district requirement, like you don't want your kids to have to change schools, things like that? If you know, already have your pre-approval, how much are you approved for, right? Like, all of those things need to be taken into consideration. Some people, like, I have a cousin who loves new construction. Like, she just does not rent or buy. She wants new construction. And again, nothing wrong with that, but that's an important thing to define up front, so that while you're looking, you're only looking at things that are actually viable options for you. And so, you know, is it something, do you want it to be turnkey ready if it's not new construction? Or are you okay with doing a little bit of work so that you can get more house for your money? Having a master bath, is that something that's important to you? Some people, I have an aunt who, you know, it's really incredibly important to her that she has a main floor master. Okay, that's super important. And understanding the why, right? Sometimes somebody will say, like, oh, I need a 4-bedroom home, when really all they need is 3 bedrooms and an office. And sometimes that's listed differently in the MLS. And so being able to search it differently and understanding the reasons why we need those things. I talked to a gentleman yesterday who needed, I asked him, you know, is 2-car garage what's important to you? Because the one he sent me, that's exactly what it was. He's like, well, I need garage space. Okay, well, what do you need the garage space for? Well, I need to be able to fit 1 car in there, and I need a lot of space to put a landscaping equipment and tools. And so does 1 car and a shed work for you? It opens your options way bigger than you would think, something that small of a tweak to help guide you through that process. Now, your agent, if you have one, will help walk you through this process. It's their job to help you narrow and define these things. But if you don't have an agent, feel free to reach out. I'd love to help you with that. Trying to think if there's anything else off here that I skipped. Obviously, just kind of going through, if you're, moving to a different area, some of the other things you need to be close to. You need to be close to a metro station. But the next thing, and this is probably even more important than any of the things that we've already talked about, those are the kind of the what's of the house, and understanding the why of them is even more important too with that. However, when you are standing in that home, are you envisioning what your day is like, and does this home fit your needs? If you're somebody who cooks a lot, then the smaller kitchen isn't a sacrifice you can make. We generally will make a list of 3 to 5 things that are most important to you. And honestly, most people buy at 3. Unless you're designing and building a brand new construction home yourself, you're almost never going to get all 5. 3 is a home run for sure. 4 is amazing. 5 is almost unheard of, but if you find it, you better be ready to write the offer for sure. And price fits in those things, of course. And so, but being able to kind of stand there, and do you see yourself living in that home? Does it, if the kitchen is, like I said, if you like to entertain and cook and have people over for dinner, is an open floor plan something that's really, really important to you? That needs to be one of those top 5 things for certain. The yard. If you are somebody who spends a lot of time outside in the yard, is the yard something that fits your lifestyle? If you have dogs, is it a fenced-in yard? And are they changes you can make after you buy the home, right? Because that's another really big thing. Of those 5 things, we may not hit all 5 in the home that you select. However, are they things that are easy for you to fix, and is the price balancing out the work that you might need to do to make it a 10 for you on a scale of 1 to 10 rating? So those are really, really the most important things that I can think of in regard to selecting your home and going through defining it. That is something you do before you start to look at homes. So essentially you're sifting through 10,000 sometimes. It just depends on the area and how specific you are and what you want. Homes before you're even going out to look. And then I'll talk more later about the actual searching process and how that usually goes. That'll be our next video. Have a great day. Bye.